Thanks, Kev. By now, I'm sure you've got lots of questions about your courses and how they work. So I'm going to take you through some important points, and hopefully you'll feel nice and prepared for your study. Alright, let's have a look. First, who's going to teach you? Great question. Tauondi has a team of highly skilled trainers who will teach and mentor you throughout your studies. Check your course information for more details or speak to the mentors. Next comes assessing. How will you be assessed? When you begin your studies, your trainer will explain the units you must complete in order to receive your certificate and how each of them will be assessed. Assessment methods may include, but aren't limited to, the following: oral or written exercises, practical demonstrations, that's where they ask you to do something and they watch you doing it, portfolios, putting together a collection of evidence, on-the-job training, project work, or class discussions. Work placement. So some courses will require you to do work placement. It may be necessary for you to participate in work placement to complete your qualification and be awarded your certificate. How do you find out about work placement? You need to refer to your course information or course handbook. They have all the details about work placement and what's necessary for you to get started. So you finish some assessments and maybe even finish some of your work placement. What happens next? How do trainers decide whether you have passed that unit or not? Trainers have to consider a huge number of details. For all of the details they have to consider, refer to the units of competency details in the back of your course handbook. However, we have tried to boil it down to 5 critical questions they have to ask. Firstly, is there enough evidence to show that the student will be able to work effectively in their chosen industry? Secondly, does the evidence cover all of the requirements for each unit of competency? Thirdly, has the student repeatedly and consistently performed at a standard expected in their given industry? Fourth, is Tauondi confident that the evidence provided is the learner's own work? And lastly, does the evidence suggest that the student's knowledge is current? If your trainer can answer yes to all of those questions and answer yes to all of the details in the unit of competency, they'll give you a result. That result is competency achieved. It is written as CA. Alternatively, if your trainer can't answer yes to all of the questions, so if they have to answer no to one or more of them, you'll be given a grade of competency not achieved. This will be written down as CNA. They may also give you a grade called withdrawn, or WD. This is where you've started a unit of competency, but you have been unable to finish all of the assessments. Next, we have something called credit transfer. So you may be eligible for a credit transfer if you have already completed a course at another training organisation. If you have, that's great. Let your trainer know and you may be eligible for credit transfer opportunities. Tauondi will recognise any qualifications and statements of attainment gained from other registered training organisations. To apply for credit transfer, speak with either the Student Services team or your trainer, and they will assist you in the process. Please note that if you are applying for credit using results from another organisation, you will need to sign a document allowing Tauondi to verify the details of your academic results. If you are granted a credit transfer, you will be given a result of credit transfer or CT for the unit. Next, we have something called Recognition of Prior Learning, or RPL. So what is it and how do you get it? Here at Tauondi, we recognise the importance of the skills and knowledge that you bring to the college. You might have gained these skills and knowledge through the workforce, previous study, life experience, or volunteer work. In RPL, we try and match these skills and knowledge to the outcomes of your chosen course. So if you think RPL might apply to you and you want some more information, please refer to section 4 of your student handbook or speak to a Tauondi staff member. Next, we come to reasonable adjustment. Reasonable adjustment is where you may have a pre-existing condition or a circumstance that requires assessments to be modified in some way to suit these circumstances. So what kind of adjustments can be made? They may include additional time to complete assessments, substituting tasks to accommodate the learner, changing assessment delivery methods, or adapting the physical environment. Whilst we can make a number of changes for reasonable adjustment, we cannot make any changes that would alter the standards expected. So how do you apply for reasonable adjustment? First, you will need to speak to your trainer. Tell them that you want to apply for reasonable adjustment, and they will provide you with a form and help you to fill it out if you need it. Once you've completed the form and submitted it for reasonable adjustment, it will go to a panel of people all working here at Tauondi, and they'll review your application. If your application is successful, the panel will contact your trainer and let them know how they can adjust your assessments. If your application is not successful, you'll be provided with reasons why, and you'll have to complete the assessments as per usual. Now, we come to a completely different topic. This is appeals. So appeals are when you're not happy with an assessment result. If this happens, what do you do? Firstly, you need to speak to your trainer. They may be able to give you more information about how they came to the decision and clarify the matter. However, if you're not satisfied with the explanation provided to you by your trainer, please speak to the appeals officer. The appeals officer will guide you through the appeals process. Alternatively, please refer to section 4 of your student handbook. So everything's gone right. You've had a wonderful time here at Tauondi. You've finished. Congratulations. What happens next? Tauondi will provide you with the following items free of charge. You'll either get a statement of attainment or a parchment. You'll get a statement of attainment if you've completed 1 or more units of competency but have not completed a full qualification. Alternatively, if you have finished the whole qualification, firstly, congratulations. Secondly, you'll get a parchment. To go along with that parchment, you'll be given an academic transcript which outlines all of the units of competency that you finished as part of that course. Please note that before you finish your course, we will need your correct details to issue your parchment. Contact Student Services and make sure that all of your details are correct before you finish your course. Okay, so you've got your certificate and maybe you've lost it, or you moved house and left it there. What do you do in that circumstance? Don't worry, you can get a duplicate printed for $5 at reception. In that instance, head to reception, pay $5, fill out a form, and we'll get it to you as soon as possible. Next, we come to complaints. So what happens if you're not happy with the training or training facilities provided to you here at Tauondi? First, speak with your trainer, especially if the complaint is a minor one. However, if the matter is of a serious nature and you can't speak to your trainer, or you're not satisfied with the explanation provided to you by your trainer, speak to the complaints officer. The complaints officer will meet with you and discuss your issue. They will also explain to you the formal complaints process. And if you decide to lodge a formal complaint, you have 10 days to do so, after which a formal complaints process will begin. This will be explained to you by the complaints officer at the time, or alternatively, please refer to the student handbook for more information. Okay, I know that was information overload. If you're not sure about anything we've spoken about so far, please refer to your student handbook or ask a staff member. We are always happy to help and we'd love to get to know you. Have a look at our next video where we go through the rules, policies and procedures that make Tauondi a special place to study. Thanks again and all the best with the upcoming term.